Okay, so about, I don't know, probably been 40 minutes now, something like that. I did a video before I came on a rec room tonight, and there was a buddy of mine over at the house. We're sitting, talking, drinking a beer, and he was talking to me about my old 1973 Firebird Formula 400, and he was asking me questions like, "Well, how fast was that thing?" I said, "Well, basically, at least 180 miles per hour, according to the speedometer in the car." He's like, "No way." I was like, "Yeah, that was before I got my hands on it and took that 400 and punched it up a little bit." He didn't believe me. He wanted to go. He wanted to go actually see if that was true. So I went to go find the keys for the for the Firebird, and that's when he asked me. He was like, "What the hell is that key ring?" And it was a little square piece of aluminum. On both sides, it was concave on the inside, and one side was kind of rough, and the other side was really rough. And I told him to guess. He couldn't guess what the hell that thing was, and I told him I've been carrying that thing from the 70s when I was in the Navy all over the world. Carried it through the 80s, carried it through the 90s, early into the 2000s, before I stopped using it. It is a specialized tool that I carried with me everywhere. Made me a lot of damn money. That little thing did. So I posted that video, took a picture of that, or took a little short video of the key ring, and asking people if they could guess what that thing is. All right, and how it made me so much money. Well, someone's going to figure it out sooner or later. Actually, 1993, Mazda Miata already damn near hit the nail on the head on his first guess. He was close, but not quite. What it is a pull tip cue groomer. Okay, let me explain. Okay, I used to be a I guess you would call a semi-pro pool player. Some people call me a hustler. Well, anyways, what that thing does is it grooms the Q-tip. Now, the smoother side, which still is like sandpaper inside, what it does is it puts the curve on the tip. Now if you go into a bar and you want to play, you can't come waltzing in with your damn custom pull stick, right? Because as soon as you do that, open up the case, start putting that bitch together, everybody's going like, "I ain't playing that son of a bitch. I ain't playing that son of a bitch." So, if you got this on your key ring, now here's the funny part. Okay. They're always replacing the cues tips on the sticks in a bar. They're always getting beat all to hell and stuff, so they got to keep replacing them and stuff. But the new Q-tips, if anybody knows anything about pool, they're almost flat as hell. They don't have the proper curve to them that you need to spin the ball, jump the ball, do whatever you want to do with that ball, that cue ball. So what you do is you go into the bar nonchalantly. A lot of guys go like, "Oh, I'm trying to find the straightest stick I can find." No. What you try to do is you try to find the straightest stick you can find that's got one of the newest tips just replaced on it. See, that way you can take that little square thing and you just kind of just use it like little concave sandpaper, and you get that thing molded into your, of course you don't let anybody know what you're doing. You kind of hold it over here like this and shit. You can mold it into the nice round shape you need on the end, and then you flip it over, and that side with the really coarse pieces in it, what you do is you actually just kind of dig and grind that into the perfectly round tip you just molded. And the reason you do that is because then when you chalk it up, the chalk actually gets into the tip. Because there's another telltale sign of like, dude, I'm being fucking hustled. And that is when the dude's constantly chalking up his stick after every shot. It's like, I think this son of a bitch knows what he's doing. No. If you dig that down in there, it makes little holes. The chalk stays in the tip. And you can go 2-3 shots before you have to, chalk up again. And then it makes you look, more legitimate. By the way, another one of my favorite shots was jump shots. Now, I know a lot of you seen these videos where they do these jump shots, right? These guys, they get way up on the table with their stick, man. They're pointed straight down and they're jamming that damn ball, making it bounce off the table, right? A lot of establishments don't like that shit. They don't let you do it, right? But I had a different, because of the way I used to crown my tips on my sticks, was I didn't actually jump the ball per se like that. What I would do was I would get down low on it, right? And I would literally, without even hitting the table, just catch the underneath the ball and flip it and throw it. Right over everything. Never damaged the table, never damaged the cue ball. Nothing went in the crowd. Well, one time. There was this one accident. It flew too far. But she wasn't hurt, and her bear was safe. Anyways, what I was saying was, I had the best cue ball jumping techniques, and every bar let me do it. Every tournament let me do it. They were like, well, I don't think there's any rule against throwing the cue ball with the tip of your cue. I mean, like, yeah, we ban, jabbing into the table and damaging shit, but I got so good at it, I could actually throw a cue ball in the air and still have it spin. I would just do it. It was the damnedest thing you ever seen. Some bitches didn't like to see me coming when it come to playing pool. Won a lot of free bears and all kinds of other shit. Got chased out of a lot of places. Probably shouldn't have. By the way, in case you want to know, that's where I met my wife. She was a pool player also. Yep, her first encounter with me was playing a game of pool with me. And she got mad at me. Oh, she did. She was a good pool player too. She was like, "You're screwing around. You ain't doing your best. I was watching you practice over there, and now you're goofing off." It's like, no, I'm not goofing off. It's like, dude, you should have won this game a long time ago. And that's kind of disconcerting. It's pissing me off that you're not giving your best in this pool game. And I said, well, I'm just trying to keep the game going. I mean, like, for crying out loud. She goes, well, I'll tell you what. I'm not playing you anymore unless you play like you can play. Because, really, that's kind of degrading and shit, the way you're playing to me. And I said, okay. Well, go ahead and rack them up. So she goes and racks them up. I break. I run the table. And I look at her and go like, there, you feel better now? She goes, you son of a bitch. Well, no, you don't. I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, that was like the first encounter with my wife. He's like, you son of a bitch. I was like, what? You told me to kick your ass. You literally told me to kick your ass. And so I did. And now you're pissed off because I kicked your ass. You know what? Oh, man. Had to marry her right after that. Yeah, definitely had to. All right, you guys. I can remember that day like it was yesterday. You son of a bitch. It's like, well, look. You literally said, look, if you're not going to Kick my ass. All right. Well, we had a lot of fun in the later years. We both big in pool, playing darts, ping pong. We were team up bowling. Oh my gosh, I don't know how many bowling tournaments we won together. For crying out loud. All right. Well, you guys have a good evening. The old man's out of he's off to do some other stupid shit. Okay. So still waiting for somebody to guess exactly what that thing was. Soon as somebody comes up with it, or even closer than Mazda Miata, I'll post this video, let y'all know what that thing was. All right. Meantime, you have a good evening. The old man's out here. Bye.